Hi everyone. Okay, so today we are at the fantastic studio with Vicky Manser, or Victoria Manser Art as she is known somewhere online. We're going to get all of Vicky's links to her social media, website and all those bits as well, which will all go in the description. I'll also be sharing like a gallery of her work later on in the video. So we're going to start off with a little introduction where Vicky's going to talk about her story, sort of where she started out and where she's heading to with her art, and then we're going to be really nosy and have a good look around her studio and ask lots of questions as well. So I hope you enjoy the video, and welcome to another behind the studio door of the series. Okay, so today we are in the studio, or behind the studio door, with the amazing Vicky Manser. Victoria?
Victoria, yep. As far as the artwork goes. Yeah,
that's fine.
It's my proper name.
And so Vicky is going to tell us a little bit about her story, about sort of how art has been in her life, or since when it's been in her life, creative, what form, and what's led her on her journey to where she is now, and possibly some of her plans for the future. So hi Vicky.
Hello.
Hi. You want to probably let's start at the beginning, sort of creative child, sort of where did it all begin?
Yeah, so first I introduce Woody. He is my studio assistant. Yes, and he won't be on here the whole time, but it's good to hide behind.
And we'll be showing Woody again later on in the film.
Absolutely. So I was a creative child. I always drew pretty much constantly when I was little. My mum noticed when I was very small that I was neat and very good at colouring. When I was doing my colouring in, I took a lot more care with my choice of colours than maybe my siblings did.
And staying inside the lines.
Absolutely, yes. So something I've always enjoyed doing. I used to draw. I used to love horses and would always draw lots of horses when I was a little girl, and that passion has sort of stayed with me ever since. My preference then was to draw in graphite, partly because it was cheap and easily accessible. I think it was, didn't have to worry about getting hold of paintbrushes or anything like that. I could just sit and scribble in my room. So I did obviously normal sort of O-level, A-level path that you do at that age, and ended up actually going more into graphic design and thinking that I needed a job and that fine art wasn't actually going to get me a job in the art world. Sort of went into graphic design, which I worked as a designer for I think probably about 8 or 9 years when I left college.
Okay.
Got a little disheartened with that. The job I thought it was going to be when I left school was more arty, more hand draw, more creative, and it actually ended up just being mainly about working on a computer. You want to get down, mister? Yes?
That's it.
Yes, that's it. Thank you, Mr. Assistant. You're a good boy. Yeah, so after about 8 or 9 years, I went and just got an ordinary office job and kept my art for myself. Started experimenting more with watercolours, pastels. Woody, come here. Come here. Don't knock the camera. That's a good boy. A little bit of acrylic as well. And eventually started, did my own horses, started drawing pictures of friends' horses, and set up a portrait business probably about 15 or 16 years ago, quite a while ago now, which went reasonably well, but this was all before social media, in the good old days when you actually had to walk, wear your shoe leather to go and take your work around to show people. Did lots of...
And clients were local.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. There was no way that you would be doing work for someone. At the moment I work for someone in Australia or America is quite common. That just didn't happen then. So I did that for several years, and then got more involved in the horse world because I always have horses as well. So sort of put that on pause for a few years, and then just started dabbling again with my drawing, probably about 6 years ago. And then in either 2014, 2015, I on Facebook saw a friend's drawing in coloured pencil of a horse. Whereas I loved doing my detail with graphite, I'd never quite got the feel and the detail in colour with pastel or acrylic or watercolour that I'd been able to achieve with graphite. There was something missing. And I saw this coloured pencil drawing and something just clicked. And I thought, that's how I can achieve what's in my brain. How can that's how I can get it onto paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I bought a set of Prismacolors because they were what was recommended. I think it was Alonia Nicholson's Coloured Pencil Bible. Had a good few little ideas and techniques to get me started, and just started drawing. And the more I drew, the more I fell in love with the medium. And yeah, the rest is history. I started to take on commissions again, set up. Now obviously I had social media, so it was a little easier to get your name out there. Joined the UK Colour Pencil Society, set up a Facebook page, revamped my website, got that out there, and just started drawing and posting, and generated quite a bit of interest and started a commission business again. And from that I started exhibiting with Association of Animal Artists, the UK CPS, TWSI as well. I think that's, and also with a local group of artists we do an annual exhibition around here. So yeah, I think that's pretty much. Anything else?
Well, yeah, and you've obviously recently you've got the book with Anne Coulter.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, just drop that in, you know, and workshops and lots of other things over the last year or so. Sort of things have really.
Yeah, so I suppose actually from 2016 I've been really encouraged by my success with exhibitions and publications as well. People asking me to be in magazines and books and things. So I started in, I think, first entry into the UK CPS Open exhibition in 2016. My giraffe got second reserve in show, second to your dog in fact.
Oh yeah,
and best wild animal as well. So that was a real boost for me. As this medium's right. The way I'm approaching it is the right way. It's being approved, I suppose, externally.
It does that kind of thing. I know it was just one judge on the day who made the decisions, but when you're exhibiting, obviously I didn't realise it was actually your giraffe was the best wild animal and mine was the best domestic animal that year. But it was to feel that your work was accepted. You were doing okay. Yeah,
absolutely. And from being sort of like totally out of the art world and just pootling around doing my own thing to suddenly being in this London exhibition and actually winning something that was pretty prestigious was as a real boost to helping me think, this is the way I want to go. And I've been a featured artist for Colour Pencil magazine. I've been in the UK CPS magazine. Won several awards at various exhibitions, which always thrills me, including winning People's Choice as well, which is always a really nice one to get. You think, people really like that. And most recently, I was invited to be part of Anne Coulberg's drawing wildlife in coloured pencil with a chimp drawing I did. So that was also a real honour to be chosen for that. So
I think that's it on like a worldwide spectrum, and we know with social media how many artists are out there creating animal art.
Absolutely.
To be selected by someone like Anne, again, it's another affirmation in we're doing the right thing, we're doing okay. Our skill levels, people are looking in and seeing that,
skills,
especially someone like Anne who's been in the business for so many years, for them to sort of recognise you and select you is a lovely boost, because I know we always talk about the point of the Behind the Studio series is we're very isolated as artists.
Stuck in this tiny little room.
Yeah, which we're going to do a little tour of in a bit.
Yeah, God.
But this is a way now, like you're talking to people, they're going to watch this and be inspired, and you'll see it back as well, and you'll probably go, oh God, I forgot about that part of my journey. Do you know what I mean? It's a way of reminding yourself that you've come on a journey and you're still on that journey.
Absolutely. And so I've also as well I kept getting asked to teach and produce videos and things, which was always something I felt very nervous about. Although I have teaching experience in another field, and last year got brave and put on some workshops, and they've gone really well and continue to do so. Have another series happening in the autumn as well, and also just working on the first of my downloadable tutorials as well for those who can't attend the workshops. And I find teaching really rewarding, and it's great to share some of the stuff that I've learnt over the past few years. Other people can benefit from a bit of my experience. But yeah.
Okay, so that brings you up to where you are today. So again, more workshops in the future.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I think that's the thing. It's seeing where it takes you, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And plans for work, more wildlife work, same, more commission work, finding a
Yeah,
balance?
it's I'm probably going to focus. I would like to focus more on my own art alongside the teaching as well. I've got some plans for a series of horsey arty pieces. I love drawing my wildlife. I love drawing my furry creatures, the cute ones. So I'll continue to do those. Yeah, I think horses are my first love. So I'll probably, you know, wherever else I go, I'll always keep coming back to drawing my horses.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for telling us your story. What we'll do is we'll do a little tour of the studio and maybe pin you down on 3 items in here that you possibly couldn't do without.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to go behind the studio door with Vicky. Da-da-da. Should have some little funky music to like for this, shouldn't I? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so this is where all of the magic happens with Vicky.
I know.
All of her beautiful... Is that a print?
That is actually my mare, Taya. That's an original.
That is an original.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Honestly, I think you are just the best equine colour pencil artist out there, as I was saying earlier. So I'm going to just come around to here first of all. Okay, so lots of your bits and pieces.
This is the
here.
messy side.
Yeah, but this is where everything you need is there, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. So there's a variety of pencils, bits and pieces, boxes of acrylics, there's framing equipment, bits of paperwork, tack stuff.
What's that pencil sharpener there then?
That is a Rapesco. It's a rotary pencil sharpener.
So not one. That one's in the box. It's not being used.
No, that one's just the insides of it. I've got it's actually out on my.
Oh, you actually used that? Is the one you use? Right, we'll come around to that one as well.
Yeah.
So people always ask about sort of things like this. Dusting brush. That's the one you.
Yeah, I don't tend to use that
one.
so much anymore. When I used to use more vellum and smooth papers, I tended to use a dusting brush more now. With
I use mine on drafting film and that, but I don't use it on pastel mat because I feel you're just pushing it into the.
Pastel mat hasn't really, so it's just a little having a rest there at the moment. It's not doing anything else.
Big rolls of tape.
Yeah, framing and watercolour tape.
Okay.
My lovely loads of panpastels.
Yeah.
That's all the lids in there, so we just keep them tidy.
Fab.
And then accounts and all that.
Tripods and things like that as well. I never saw you build up so much stuff, don't you?
One day I'll get lovely wall to ceiling shelving, but at the moment
custom built. No, it does its job, doesn't it?
And then
pencils.
Both sets of the light fast colours.
Yep.
Box Caran d'Ache luminance, and then I've got these are my polys, just one of each basically. I've got spares.
Yeah, and you've got them all labelled up on the side there as well.
But one of each of the polys, 120 polys, and then I've got the luminance set in there.
Where do you get your stock from?
So I use Cult pens are good, SAA, coloured pencil shop, basically wherever
they're cheap or if there's an offer on at the time.
Yeah. So I've got some basically bits and pieces, colour swatches, business cards, wallpapery stuff.
That's the thing, it's all the admin stuff as well. And I've got, do you know what, I've got tons of clamps like that as well, just looped over. I try them and and I don't like them.
Go anywhere, you can't, they're hard to put anywhere that's neat.
I'm glad it's not just me.
No. And my large desk, if I'm doing anything bigger than A2, then I've got my drawing board and that will go vertical as well, this one, so that's useful. And I keep my original, anything I've finished that isn't framed just goes in my folder.
Okay.
In tissue paper.
What lamp are you using? Is this a daylight lamp or is it just a normal?
It is a daylight bulb, but it's just a normal angle poise, nothing fancy about it. I do a lot of my work in the evening.
Yes.
So a good daylight bulb is really useful.
I must admit, when I get a new studio built, I don't actually want a window.
Yeah.
Because I find
you can have consistent light.
Exactly. Even though I've missed the daylight.
When the sun comes round, it can vary so much from that cool morning to a much warmer in the evening. So a light, even when I don't really need that light, I will have the light on.
Yeah.
At the moment, this is I'm going back to my roots. We're doing a graphite. I've got an exhibition at the end of the month with Southern Nature Art, and so I thought I would produce a little graphite drawing.
And that is quite a big drawing.
Gorgeous zebra, a gravy zebra. I've learnt more about zebra since doing this. I've been looking into that. This should have been finished last week, but I've just been faffing.
And which brand do you use?
So, my favourites, I think, are Faber-Castell 9000.
Yeah.
They're the ones I will always go back to. They're really consistent lead. You don't often get
strange how
any
we've all got different ones, isn't it?
Gritty pieces. Usually on this is Strathmore 400 series smooth, and the 4B I find the easiest to use on this one, and I will use other softnesses or hardnesses depending on what I'm doing, but that's the main go-to. I also like the Caran d'Ache.
Yes, that's the ones I've got now as well.
Yeah. They're softer though. So this is a 6B, and there's a 9B somewhere, and that's a great one if I really want to get the dark areas. That works really well for those. Pencil extender.
Mono eraser, stylus, and your knife for cutting out as well. Have you not tried? You've tried the slice, haven't you?
Yeah, I do have a slice. So this is just for actual cutting rather than scraping back.
And that's your little rotary. That's the Refresco one there.
Yeah, I do have a electric one, but I just prefer. I just find those easier to use.
And you work from reference photo printouts or from your screen? Or
from my screen, usually. Yeah.
So that's from like an Apple Mac, is it?
That's from a Mac, laptop. My iPad has just died, unfortunately, so I need to replace it.
But you would normally work from your iPad?
Yeah, I would normally iPad
tablet.
And have that on there. If not the original. Cool. So yeah, a few of my prints. And then some tubes in the corner.
Oh, giant brushes up there for dusting.
That was from doing. It was for murals and things.
All right.
It's a lily duster or something this is called.
Yeah, they look like giant gilding sort of brushes as well, don't they?
They did when it was a little bit of, I was just looking into doing that. And these are some pastel pencils and Dorset Studios.
Yep.
Brushes.
Do you do much pastel pencil work now? Or?
No, I don't really get on with it in the same. I would just itch to get back to doing coloured pencil.
Yeah, I find that I'll stray and do something, but I'm straight back to it makes me value the
precision.
Colour pencils again, and the cleanliness and everything.
So these, I always produce swatches of my whatever ranges I've got. This is some of the Light Fast.
Yep.
Dorset Studios. And it just gives
you a good idea of your colours, doesn't it?
It's a real sort of, the polys, that's quite an old one now, it's looking a bit faded.
The only trouble I find then is if you go to work on like a dark grey or a brown pastel mat, it does change it, but you've still got a good comparison between that brand and another brand.
This is normally where I'll go to start with, and I'll pull out the relevant pencils for a particular project from using the swatches. Then once I've got those swatches, I'll usually...
Good tip for everyone at home. That's one of the things, the reason it's important for doing these swatches.
And I'll hold, so I've got my reference photo, and I'll hold these swatches against the reference photo, and you can see which tone fits more with the reference photo, and you start with selecting those. Then I will get the coloured paper that I'm actually working on, so I'm using a dark grey or a light grey, and I'll just create a little mini swatch for that particular project, and then it almost works like an artist palette, in that you can just see the colour rather than having to pick up a pencil, go, oh, is that the right one? Scribble and check. So just a little bit more preparation time at the beginning, but it actually speeds you up quite a lot.
That's what I try and say to people. 5 minutes prep at the beginning saves you 2 or 3 hours of frustration later on.
Absolutely, and these are invaluable.
You've got loads.
Couldn't be without these. Really cheap. Cost like £5 for 10.
Really?
I mean, they're not. Yeah, they came from China. They took about 3 months to get here.
That's fine, but I need to get that link from you.
They're not very large, so they're not great for like the Light Fast. That's the only annoying thing about the Light Fast. That slightly bit wider.
So probably the Albrecht Dürer won't fit in there either, because they are chunkier.
Yeah.
But for polychromos,
they're all
prismas,
perfect.
and all the basic round
ones. It means I can work them, use them. Where's my little box of? See, I've tidied everything away, and I don't know if I've got anything. But yeah, I can use them right down to the tiniest little stub.
That's brilliant.
Which saves a lot of money. And I also got my panpastel tools as well, which is kind of useful. Pit pens, random brushes, a few Prismacolors. I particularly like those colours. And then there's all my spares, very thin art sticks. The what are they? These are the
pit pens, are they?
Pit pens. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. On you. Those I bought just to like the boxes.
They're lovely, aren't they?
But yeah, I've got the Albrecht Dürer, a couple of tins of polychromos as spares.
People at home are now going, spares!
Yeah.
Give me some!
And well, it's for workshops as well. So
that's the thing people don't realise when you become a professional artist. I know I've got hundreds of pencils, and it's just
I've got a whole box under here.
But you can't afford to run out of
No, and so obviously my pastels as well, stick pastels. I think there's some more graphite pencils up there as well. Obviously bits and pieces of businessy stuff there, paper,
and a new printer,
so I can start to produce my own prints, just the little ones. Anything very large and
it's still better
prestigious,
going to,
I would go to a professional.
fine art printer, yeah.
But if I just want to just to print out the little things for work for shows and things, and that's going to be a really good resource for me there. Yeah,
scanner. So that's an A4 flatbed, isn't it?
Yes.
And then you stitch together.
Yeah. So I scan there and stitch, and yeah, that's just my little Hewlett Packard, just everyday standard printer.
Fab.
And then underneath is just random stuff.
I don't like my underneath. I've got a curtain over mine now,
Yeah,
so I just don't even want to look at it anymore because you're just pulling stuff in and out for events, aren't you? So.
But yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you very much for the tour. Don't think the studio assistant has done much assisting today.
No, I think he's gone and tried to find a biscuit or a bone or something.
Cool. Right, thank you very much anyway, and we shall leave you to get on with your zebra.
Yeah, I need to do more of that. I might get it finished at some point.